Malik Monk the way you rely on him?
Well, we ran, we do run our offense through Domas, but usually going through Domas, we go to somebody through him, if that makes sense. And usually it's the two guys that are injured. And so now we have guys that are cast in new roles because we can't rely on Fox to go get 30 every night. We have to have other guys step up. Keegan has to be able to play make for himself and for his team. Davion has to be able to play make for himself and for his team. And so it just puts added responsibility on other guys because we went to Malik in pick and roll quite a bit, and he made plays, whether it was to Domas in the pocket or finishing at the rim or spraying the ball, because he could shoot if you go under. If you chase him, he's turning the corner and getting downhill. Same with Kevin, but Kevin was a DHO game. If you go under, he's going to stop and shoot behind it. If not, he's going to turn the corner. He can find the pocket or he can spray. So those two guys had a real heavy load in our offense, which allowed us to not have to go to Fox play after play after play after play to score when it comes to playing through Domas on the offense end of the floor.
With some guys out and others coming back, what's the process been like for you to figure out what you want to do rotationally and what lineups you go with?
It's been a little bit of a process, and down the stretch versus a really, really good team in Dallas, our last game, we didn't execute well, but part of it is on me, and because usually Malik's out there, and if Malik's out there and Fox is out there, they play off each other so well. If we want to do something for Fox, I put the ball in Malik's hands, and now Fox is the two guard, but Malik has been in that position many times, and so he knows how to execute whatever we're trying to get to. It was new for Keon to have to try to do that down the stretch, and some other guys being in different positions, and we fumbled a couple of offensive sets where we didn't get a great look at the rim, and so to go through that against Dallas, starting with me, it made me sit back and say, okay, hey, I got to reevaluate what we're trying to do. Not only that, I got to make sure I communicate it with those guys so that they have a better feel. We can get to our stuff quicker, get better looks, and so it's been challenging. But I would say that it's been great because it forces us to come up with something to help these guys out ahead of time so that we're all on the same page. And then rotationally, it's been a little bit of a challenge because, it's not necessarily fair to Kessler, but he hadn't played big minutes. So I threw him out there, and he played well. You just kind of are saying, okay, hey, I believe in this guy. We weren't getting it done with this group. Let's give the next guy an opportunity. And it's kind of what happened tonight. We gave Kessler an opportunity to start. Not that he was bad, but I just felt that maybe going to Sasha in the second half would open things up for us offensively.
Coach Brown, at the beginning of the third quarter when Utah came back and tied it up, you called a timeout.
Yeah.
And your players came back. They hit 3 straight threes, 2 of them by Harrison Barnes. What that tells you about, and you went on a 21-2 run, what that tells you about how they responded to you after that timeout?
Our guys have done a great job. They're a resilient group, and even after a tough loss, they've come back 90% of the time and played their behinds off and figured out a way to get a win the next time out. And it was no different during that time out. We've been a little flat in the third quarter and in our third quarters, and we even talked about it. We said, hey, our third quarters haven't been great. Let's come out. Let's hit first and make sure we're getting stops and getting out and running. And, I think we had a turnover or 2 to start the quarter. Maybe we got a bucket. But defensively, I did not like our sense of urgency. And so that's why I took it. And I just reminded them that, hey, it's a long game, but we can't let these guys be comfortable. We have to get up in them. And so it starts on the defense end of the floor. And I said, guys, just spray the ball, spray the ball, spray the ball. I promise you, they're going like this when we drive. They're going like this when we hit the pocket. And if we spray the ball, we're going to get easy looks. And those were the two messages that I gave. Our guys went out. They sprayed the ball. HB got wide open looks. And we got stops defensively. And we kept doing it. And that's why we went on a 21-2 run or whatever it was.
Coach, when Keegan was out here a few moments ago, he talked about his 3 assists, and he talked about, I think he said it's different for him being a distributor. Of course, with him, was that tongue-in-cheek with him? You can't tell. But could you speak to his potential for growth in that area and also the challenges for him as that aspect of his game expands?
Yeah, that's going to be something new for him because last year, again, all he did was catch and shoot for us for the most part, and then tried to defend, tried to rebound, and we didn't really, talk to him much about touching the paint and spraying it or whatever. He was a space guy, and this year he's shown the ability to score from all 3 levels. And we tell him, we've been telling him, be aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive. Now he's got to find a fine line because he's 6'8", and he can get to his pull-up, his little leaning pull-up against almost anybody. And soon teams are going to start sitting in his lap and rear view challenging, and he's going to have to make a decision, kind of like Fox and Domas to a certain degree. Okay, hey, I drew 2. Now I got to get off it. And that will come in time. As a young guy, and with his potential, especially with the injuries we have to Malik and Kevin, right now I just want him to be aggressive. If you get 2 on you for sure, spray it. But I'd rather him shoot the ball if he feels like he's got to a spot, than think, okay, do I pass? Do I shoot? Do I shoot? Do I pass? No. Don't think. If you get to your spot, you shoot it. If not, and you pick your dribble up, go ahead and get off it. But our 2 guys, Fox and Domas, they've been around long enough where they got to figure it out and they got to make the game easier for everybody else.
Mike, Keegan also said that Malik's been around and in pretty good spirits, and he thinks the group collectively is in good spirits. Have you seen, or heard anything from anyone, Malik or anyone else within the group to kind of, I don't know, make you feel good about the team's mindset and ability to kind of weather this storm a little bit right now?
Yeah, I haven't felt or seen or heard anything different. So, we're just continuing to move forward. We've been hit with injuries before, and our attitude has been next man up, and that's what it is this time. And, to have Malik, he's one of the most charismatic guys I've been around. To have him around is awesome because he brings a smile to everybody's face and adds a bit of confidence. But he, as well as myself and everybody else, are confident in the guys that we have in that locker room. And, again,